Ashlynne Vince is here with us, and Rob's setting up her shot. It's her 21st birthday. She's in Ontario, Canada. She's living in Nashville, Tennessee, singing some country music currently, and she has some stuff going on, so I decided to feature her because she's really good and talented, young and talented, and they're just the sky's the limit for her. Rob, are you ready, or am I still stalling? All right. So, Ashlynne Vince, how are you tonight?
I am fantastic. I got to spend the day with my nephew, and couldn't have been better.
Excellent. So, how many shots have you had so far today?
None.
I know. I'm just kidding. Are you gonna go? Are you going out tonight, or are you just hanging out with us?
I'm hanging out with you guys.
Nice. Sweet. We'll be over in a few hours. It's only about a 3-hour drive for me to.
Perfect. I'll be waiting with a shot of Fireball.
Ooh. I don't even know what that is.
Ooh.
So this is the time of night when, like I told you before, I just kind of want you to introduce yourself, let us know who you are and what you're doing briefly, and then tell us just a little bit about Go On and Go. We're going to watch the lyric video or a portion of it, and then we're going to come back and get deeper with Dave.
Ooh. Well, my name is Ashlynne Vince, and I'm from a small town called Welland in Ontario, and I recently moved to Nashville. It's almost been a year now, and I'm just playing every day and making new contacts and building up the courage to get into a songwriting circle, because I'm so used to just writing with my mom and like that. I'm nervous to like share my thoughts and stuff out in the public. Anyways.
Well, you're that age, so that's you know.
Yeah.
You're 21 now. It's time to share.
It's time. I know.
So Go On and Go.
So much life.
Tell us about Go On and Go. Then we're gonna watch the video real quick.
Well, that one was given to me. One of the few that were given to me, and the writers on it are just amazing. Like, you should hear the rest of their stuff that they have. And his name is Nathan Meckel, and he's out of Nashville. And I'm actually going to do my first like songwrite with him. So I'm really excited about that. But I loved the story behind it. I loved how country it sounded, and just like the vibe of the song. And it's like, I don't know, it's really me. Like,
cool.
If I were to describe like what I do, what I sing, like that, it's a good idea.
Cool. So we'll check it out. And Joanne Wilson says Fireball is so good.
Right. I like you already.
Jay Money just walked in. I haven't seen Jay Money in a long time. He's an old buddy of mine.
Money.
It's Jason Davis in the house, everybody, out of St. Louis. Rob's got his fingers up. I think he's trying to put him somewhere. So let's go ahead and watch the lyric video Go On and Go by Ashlynne Vince. We'll be right back.
Trouble when I see it, and I see it in your eyes. Always reading the fine print before signing that line. I know danger when I feel it, and I feel it in my chest, like 100 horses racing. I can't catch my breath. Think you better go on, go on, go on and go. Drop it down and get out of here before I change my mind. Think you better go on, go on, go on and go. You're talking too much, looking too good. Better go on and go. There's a devil on my shoulder and an angel in my heart. Alright, war with each other, sounding the alarms. I'm looking for a shelter, don't need another think you better go on, go on, go on and go. Drop it down and kick it out of here before I change my mind. Think you better go on, go on, go on and go. You're talking too much, looking too good. You better go on and go. Ooh, go on.
Deeper with Dave. Deeper with Dave. Oh, yeah.
Sponsored by.
Nice.
I'm fantastic. How are you doing?
I mean, are you nervous? It seems like you're blushing. You're red.
Stop.
I'm dead.
I'm totally gonna go with blushing and not the fact that I didn't put sunscreen on today.
Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll get that.
Yeah.
All right, so your sound, your delivery, this I kind of mentioned before the show, is reminiscent of Leanne Womack to me, but I'm sure you never heard of her, right?
Oh no, of course not. Who's that? No,
Oh yeah, but she's like the Justin Bieber of country, right?
Yeah, right? Something like that.
Okay, but we're joking. I mean, she's obviously so. Well, the question is like, is she actually an influence of yours? Because I really think you sound similar in just the way you sing, like your singing style. And I don't recall any artist coming through Indie Music Plus avenue that I can say that for. So,
Aww.
I mean, is she like a conscious influence when you're writing, or?
So my biggest influence is actually Brandi Carlile.
Okay.
So she's not super well known, but her songwriting style and her vocals and like all the emotion that she pours into like everything she does, like I was like, oh, I want to be like that. Like, oh, she's just so good. So.
Well, cool. So you're living in Nashville now, is that correct?
Yes, I am.
And you've been there about a year?
Almost. Come September, yeah.
All right, so I was looking you up online, doing my thing, and it looks like you were actually charting on Billboard like 3 years ago.
Oh, yes.
On the country chart. So was that kind of like a seminal moment for you to get more serious? It's like, hey, this stuff is really picking up. Maybe I should just go down to the country capital of the world, down in Nashville.
So that is not the reason why I moved to Nashville.
Well, what is?
I know. To be honest, like I'm not exactly seeking for fame. I just love music and love what I'm doing. And if I'm able to help people through a hard time with the lyrics of my songs, like that's rewarding enough for me. And if people like what I do, then awesome. Like that's fantastic. That's why I'm doing it. But as for the fame, I don't think it's exactly for me. So I just do it because I love it. And I hope that I can touch other people's hearts with what I'm doing.
Interesting. Okay. I appreciate that. And you mentioned right before we went live, it's like you're interested to maybe be in some like songwriting circles and some like songwriting crews. It seems like that's maybe the most important to you, is just making the music and not necessarily like dancing around on stages in giant country arena rocks.
Yeah. I mean, that would be cool too, but like, I don't know. I feel like I'd rather write for somebody and have them do all woohoo, the dancing on stage.
Well, we'll see. We'll look back in 10 years because this is archived on YouTube and we'll see where you end up. Are you going to be a performer or writing for other people? So anyway, a question along those lines I wanted to ask you is I always think about this with younger country artists. I always think of like just the Taylor Swift chronicles or whatever you want to call it, where there's so many artists that they come up as like this neo-traditional country style where they're kind of, you hear the old style roots in their songs and they start to get a name for themselves. And then they start to cross over into like country pop. And then like Taylor Swift is the best example. She just moved to pop now. Like there's no country left in her sound.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? Like, is that something that you're conscious of? Do you have a plan with that to cross over, or are you just kind of playing it by ear?
I don't know, Dave. Looks like she gets kind of pissy thinking about it.
I know.
No!
I mean,
No. I love country music for what it is. It tells a story. The harmonies, the instruments, like everything that's put into country music is what I love. So I'm actually a fan of the older country versus the new stuff. I can't see myself going pop. Like that's just not me at all. But like it works for some people. Like it worked out great for Taylor Swift, and Maren Morris put out a pop song as well with another artist. And I mean, do what suits you. And that seems to be the big thing right now is like country pop. So if you want to fit in, then I mean, I guess that's the route you should be taking. I don't know.
yeah, I think a lot of people forget about that, the roots, the roots of country, and how many artists were really influenced by that. Like it's almost goes back to that era of Robert Johnson and the blues, because country, I mean, the Beatles, Ray Charles, they've always cited country as an influence in their early years in the way that they write music. So there's all these offshoots, and it's always so interesting to kind of deconstruct artist sounds going backwards to the beginning, and it's exciting because you're at the beginning and you're starting with that traditional country, and I'm excited to see where you go with this. So what's the next like year or two planned out for? Are you going to be touring, or are you what's the?
So this summer I took off touring, so I just want to stay in Nashville, and I want to continue to build my contacts and get into different things like songwriting circles and that kind of stuff. So I don't want to take it easy this summer, but I want to build on myself and what I'm doing and what my goals are.
Cool. All right. So where can people find you online? I don't think we have a website for you.
Ooh, so my website is ashvince.ca.
Oh, Rob's
I'm
got it.
there, and then like I put up all my shows on there as well, and you can find me on Facebook under Ashlynne Vince, and Twitter and Instagram and Christian Mingle, all that fun stuff. I totally
Christian me. What, you're promoting your dating profile? Wow.
No, I'm
All
kidding.
right.
I'm kidding.
That was awesome.
I'm sorry.
No, just to repeat that for the podcast version, it's ashvince.ca. So that's ASHVINCE.ca. All right. It's a pleasure having you on. Please come back. I want to document the path of your career, like we have with so many artists. It's like a documentary, this show, in many ways, including with Patrick Ames. I mean, he's been around since the beginning. So have a beautiful evening. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.